Hello, my name is Kay from GEM Financial Modeling Academy. So today we are going to look at how to use HLOOKUP to activate scenarios in a financial model. So we've got a model prepared before now. In our previous videos, we built a model regarding a call center profit projection. And so we are here to activate scenarios using HLOOKUP. So let's see how HLOOKUP works. HLOOKUP, it actually looks for a value in the top row of a table. So this is a table. This is a table. It looks for a value on the top row of this table. The top row of this table is where you have best case, base case, and worst case. So it looks for a value in there, and what does it do thereafter? Of a table or array of values, and return the value in the same column. It returns the value in the same column from a row you specify. So you need to specify a row to pick value from. If you specify 1, it's going to pick 50. If you specify 2, it's going to pick 25%. If you specify row 4, it's going to pick this 2.5%. So that's how HLOOKUP works. It works like the VLOOKUP, but then it's horizontal lookup as against the vertical lookup for VLOOKUP. So if you want to use VLOOKUP, then this table needs to be formatted, it needs to be arranged differently. So let's say you have this, say copy, and I want you have this type of table. Hey, this is the kind of table you can use a VLOOKUP on, because VLOOKUP will look up to the first column on the table and pick values on the right columns. Alright, so this is different, so that's why we are using the HLOOKUP here. So then another function that is pretty much important here is the match function. The match function actually picks, let's see what it does. It returns the relative position of an item in an array that matches a specified value in a specified order. Take for instance, we want to look for the position of annual fixed cost, sorry about that, equals match, then tab. We want to lookup value, say for instance annual fixed costs, comma, our lookup array is on this array, this list, this range, then comma, we want an exact match, so we click an exact match and see what it's giving us. Giving us 5, meaning that if you count from this array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, annual fixed cost is on the 5th row. So that's what match function does. It actually gives you the relative position of an item in an array. It returns the relative position of an item in an array that matches a specified value in a specified order. So this is the order in which we have specified this, and so it's going to give us the relative position of an item in this array. So that's how the match function works. So here let's go write HLOOKUP to drive these scenarios. Alright, so we've got our drop down selector here, our drop down list for our cases. So if you select best case, we want all the assumptions under best case to be lined up here. So let's go write HLOOKUP tab. Our lookup value is this selector, and we log that with F4, comma. Then it requires a table array. So best practice is that you name your table. This table needs to be named. So we click here, the name box, and write and give it a name. So let's see. Let's say we have scenario case. cases, scenario cases, and we hit enter. So we have given that table a name, and again, let's give this list also a name. Let's give this list a name, our row label a name. So let's call it assumption label. Assumption label. Okay. Assumption, maybe assume label without a space. When you're giving a name to a range or a cell, there mustn't be a space. Better still, you can use an underscore to join them together, but in this case I like it without an underscore. So hit enter. So we have named our range, our row labels, we've given it a name, we've also given our table a name. So let's go write our HLOOKUP now, and so let's go right and say HLOOKUP tab. Lookup value is this selector, whatever case we select there, and we'll log that with F4, comma. Then our table array, press F3 to activate all the table on this worksheet or workbook. So I have scene cases. Scene cases is the name I gave to this table. I guess so. So tab. Hit OK when you select the name of the table. So it's correct. So it's highlighting that table, meaning that that's correct. Alright. So the next part of it is comma the row index number. So which row haven't found best case on the top row of this table? How many rows should it move downwards? So we are using this row label to give that row, and that's where the match function comes in. Match tab. We look for a lookup value, so we are looking for the first assumption, which is customer per call operator, and we are going to give it a row relative such that when we drag this formula downwards, it's going to pick the next one, percentage of customer growth, inflation. It's going to pick them like that as we drag the formula downwards. So we are going to make it a row relative reference. So press F4 3 times, and it's going to give you a row relative such that the $ is not in front of the number, because in Excel, the rows are numbered while the columns are lettered. So that's it, comma. Lookup array for our match. So we are saying look it up from these row labels, and we have given it a name. To bring up the name, press F3 to bring all the names in, or better still, we highlight it. So highlighting it brings in the name we have given to that range. So comma, we need an exact match, so tab, and that's all for the match. The match will actually give us our row index number. Then we have a last argument for HLOOKUP, which is optional because it's in a square bracket. But then the default for HLOOKUP is an approximate match, so we want to have an exact match. So we need to put in that argument. So and that is all that we require. That's all that is required for our HLOOKUP to work. So hit enter, and we have 50. So 50 because we are selecting best case. So let's go change it to base case. You see it's 40, and we change it to worst case. You see that to be 20. So it means this formula, the HLOOKUP, is actually activating the scenarios correctly. So let's copy this across. Instead of dragging it down or autofilling that downwards, I won't do that because all these cells have been pre-formatted, and so I don't want to override those formatting. So I'm going to copy that and highlight the cells where I want to paste, and I hit Alt HBS, and it brings up the paste special dialog box, and I only want to paste the formula, I don't want to override the formatting. So I'm going to press formulas and I'm going to hit OK. So pasting only the formulas, you see that this cell is formatted in percentage, this one is not in percentage. So the formatting is intact. So that is how to use the HLOOKUP to actually activate scenarios in your model. So these are all the worst case scenarios lined up here. Then you can change it to best case. You see all the best case scenarios lined up here. So this is how to activate, and you can look at each of the scenarios vis-a-vis the output of the model, the profit or loss. So for the best case, you have just loss in the first year, and other years is profit. For the base case, you have profit appearing only in the last year, and for the worst case, you have all of the years being negative. So this is how to look at to make your model flexible by inserting scenarios such that you can make decisions as to where the reality is actually it's going to. All right. So, and this has been depicted with these charts. All right. So that's about how to use HLOOKUP to activate your scenario in a financial model. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to get more of this, please subscribe to our channel and also hit the notification bell. Thank you and God bless.